rapping for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Modify Your Life podcast, where I'm your host, Anthony Lopez. Wow. Also known as Heavy 2 Modified. And Modify Your Life, this is, I believe, our 12th episode. And every single time I talk about what episode we're on, I seem to goof this one up. This one's going to be a good one. This is going to be a real good one because my boy to the left that is blurred out, I've known for how many years?
Decades.
Dang, I'm trying not to make us feel that old.
Probably like 15 years.
Like 15, 16, 17
16, yeah.
years. We're only 21, so
Yeah.
pretty much majority of our whole entire life. But yeah, brother, it's crazy because we just hung out for our first time after how many years? Like since I picked up that the rig from you.
Yeah.
That fly from you.
That was about a good...
The glider.
That was about a good 4 years ago.
That was 4 years ago when I was a filmer, man. When I was a filmer, before all the weight loss. Actually, it might have been a little longer than 4. It might have been almost 5.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
Yeah, because I think it's like around 5 years, about 5 years ago.
5 years, and look how much it's changed.
Like it's changed, Mr. West
You
Coast
changed
Boom.
too.
Yeah, hopefully, thank you for noticing a little bit.
Mentally, physically, everything, man.
Everything, man. We were having a conversation right now because my boy came over, Mr. West Coast Boom, and he's a videographer, and he showed me some of his work. And bro, I told you already, you're literally doing everything that I inspired to do when I was a videographer, man.
Thank you.
It's so sick.
I'm just trying to do what makes me happy. I'm not really in it for the money right now. It's just I think if you do something that for the love of it, it'll take care of you.
Bro,
eventually.
I'm all about that, man. I was doing Zoom calls with clients for free for over a year before I started to make money off of that,
shit.
man. Yeah, man. I had to learn it, man. Even just because I lost weight didn't mean that I was capable of helping other people lose weight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought you just kind of blew up one day and.
Right, everyone would feel that, man. Everyone feels that people blow up one day, but just like you, I mean, you just showed me a video right now, like well over 7,000 videos. You know what I mean? And that's years of hard work, right? That it took to get there.
Yeah,
right.
It's only a 2-minute video, but it took like almost 6 months just to kind of put together.
I'm gonna link that video because that tells a whole story in 6 minutes. Or was it 6 minutes or 2 minutes?
It was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Bro, it felt like I was watching like a trailer to a documentary that was about to drop, bro. And honestly, I was sold, bro. I'm really, really proud of you and what you've become and what you've built, man. And your skills are just sick.
Yeah, thank you. I actually have 2 documentaries on the channel. It's Living Legends. If you guys want to check that out. But
I'm definitely gonna post that on there.
Yeah, those. I don't know how to say it, but the whole time we were shooting that, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Do we really ever know what we're doing, man?
I don't know, man.
You just knew you loved the passion.
It really was, and it's funny because. The first documentary I shot, it's on a 16-year-old stunt rider. His name is Stunt Jay. He's out here, but that was my first documentary, and planned for it as best I could. We shot it in 2 days, and the next documentary that I shot after that, I thought it was going to be something like that. Took like 3 months.
I remember those days. I didn't take that long, but I'm talking about like I was pumping out content, for these companies like every day.
Yeah.
And it takes work. It's especially when you're not just holding the camera, you're telling the story, right? I think people confuse you holding the camera and telling the story as 2 different things. They're not the same. Right. Anyone can hold a camera that buys a camera from a store.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
$1,000 camera, $100,000 camera. It doesn't matter if you're holding it. You're just holding it.
Yeah. Don't just shoot to shoot, man. Try to tell a story. I mean, make your shots make sense.
I like that, man. I like that. And so, we just hop right into it. Our backstory. We've known each other for a very long time, but who's West Coast Boom?
Well, who am I, man? I guess we're all trying to figure out who we are. But I guess you could say I'm a content creator within the stunt riding community. Stunt riding, when I say that, I mean like guys who are doing wheelies and tricks on their sport bikes. So think biker boys. I mean, we hate to be referenced as that.
It is a dope movie.
Yeah, but it's like that. I mean, no one really does. The tricks they do in that movie are kind of old school. No one really does those anymore.
When I was a kid, I watched that though. That was a cool. Like I wanted to do all those tricks.
Yeah, man, and that was me too. And then the only reason I got a bike because I found out how, I guess you could say, I'm doing air quotes, cheap it was. A lot cheaper than a car.
A lot cheaper than a Camaro, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's what we think going in, and then we end up spending thousands. It's just like cars.
It's bro, if it's a hobby, and a hobby is not just something that you put together like Legos. A hobby is something that you do that you get excitement and joy from, and I feel like those are the most expensive things.
Yeah.
I'm into like guns, I'm into cars, I'm into dirt bikes. You know what I mean? I have a lot of different hobbies. So I told you earlier, I always get in trouble for my different hobbies. And when I watch your documentary, your short doc on the bikes and your story, it just made me want to go get a street bike again. I really want an R6.
Man,
Or R1,
yeah.
sorry, R1. That's a 1,000cc motor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that so bad.
And the thing with stunt riding, we're not really speed demons. We like to say speed kills. It's
That's
just
true.
yeah, it's a different lifestyle or a different way of riding, I guess you could say.
Well, it's like the freestyle riding of dirt bikes.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It's literally what it is. It's like,
Exactly.
look at Twitch Steinberg. Like, look at what he's created. Look what he's done.
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of,
I got to check him out.
Of going against the grade of how you should be grain and how you should be riding a dirt bike, you know?
Right.
And I think that's a lot what this podcast is going to be about, is going against the grain, man.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you also made a move to Las Vegas.
I did.
You know what I mean? And you didn't even know I was out here until you saw my Instagram post.
Yeah.
And, you know, you hit me up today, literally today. And, you know, this is how we work, man. Like, when we have a good conversation, I know it's podcast ready, and we set everything and we talk. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, when I first asked him to be on my podcast, because, you know, me and my boy go way back, he's like, man, I don't know if I have a story to tell. And I'm like, whoa. No, we all got a story to tell, man. Like, you just moved to a whole different area code, right? 3.5 hours away from your family, and you're Samoan, and families, so I know for sure Samoans are family orientated, right? They're family big time.
Big time.
And I know that was a probably uncomfortable move and a scary move, but how's it going so far? How many months have you been out here, and how's it going so far?
So I do have my dad out here, but I don't even know if I should get into that. But basically, my dad was locked up for more than half of my life, about 20 years. So I don't really have a solid, like an open dialogue like you expect.
Okay.
So you know, I have him out here, but you know, like I said, it's a distance relationship. But I've been out here about a month.
I was gonna say, damn, all right.
I've been out here about a month, and it's been hard on the family because, like you said, we're real family oriented. So it's different not seeing your family every day. It's different not being able to say like, hey, you know, I'm bored. Let's go.
Let's go to grandma's house.
Yeah,
let's go to uncle's house. Yeah,
exactly. Like it's a big change for my wife and kids. So we're still adjusting. Unlike you guys been out here what?
Well, we've been out here the 2 months before you. We got here January.
Yeah. And
January.
You don't have any kids. Right?
No kids. Me and Francine been trying to have kids since 2018, since the pretty much the week we found out my grandpa had 6 months to live. But unfortunately, we're going through some complications. But, you know, with our weight loss and other stuff we're doing behind the scenes, you know, hopefully one day when God's willing, we'll be able to have a kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know you have two beautiful kids.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And, you know, you said something earlier that really made me know that like this podcast was going to go into something a lot bigger than what I feel that you thought it was going to go into. Like I said, we all have a story, you know, and you said that, you know, you've been traveling, you traveled around the world, you traveled around places, you shot for very, very famous artists and famous people. Mm-hmm. And now you make content that just makes you happy. Yeah. And you weren't happy when you're traveling with all those people? Like if you want to say the names, then go for it. If not, then totally fine. But, you know, you weren't happy doing that, huh?
Yeah, no, yeah. I've shot for like the whole ASAP mob. Shot for DW Flame, Snoop. Just like nothing like major. It's just like
nothing major.
Like
nothing major.
Like behind the scenes edits and stuff like that. So, you know, it wasn't like enough to get me, you know, to get me out there. I wasn't like famous or anything. But
you're on your way though, and that's you still weren't happy, man. Like,
no,
so why weren't you happy?
It's just for one, I didn't like the crowd that it attracted. The crowd it attracted was my past life, I guess you could say.
We all got those.
Yeah, so I come from a background full of like, you know, gang members and stuff like that. So, you know, when we were going to school, I was living in Long Beach the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's a long travel.
Yeah. So
damn, that's a drive.
Yeah, and then we finally moved to Orange County. And once we did, it was a hard life. We thought it'd be easier, but it was just, you know, struggles from there too. So, but yeah, back to your question. So when I was figuring out what kind of content I wanted to create, I just found out I wasn't happy doing that. You know, I at that time I already had a kid. I was already married with my son. I had my oldest son, and it just wasn't me. You know, I had to really take a step back and like, you know, what am I doing here? I'm out here at 3 a.m. partying with a bunch of dudes, like single dudes at that.
And you got a whole family. You got a
and
family.
if not, single dudes cheating on their wives and shit. I'm not really with that. So,
And you told me like, man, like you, and then was something that really got me. I think you didn't bring up right now, but it's what got me to bring up this is that you said, while you're out there traveling, you were missing your family.
Yeah. So
I mean, and she goes to show how strong family is and like how to have that's your tribe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, that's your little tribe right there.
Exactly.
That everything you do, these cameras you pick up, your daytime job, your nighttime job, whatever it is, like you're doing it for your family, right?
Yeah, and the thing that they push in the stunt riding community is they push for you to travel, right? Like, because we're such a small knit community, everyone kind of knows each other. It's not like motocross where it's like it's like a
Hundreds of thousands of people all over the world love motocross.
There's only a few that live this lifestyle, so they always push for you to travel and get to meet these different riders. And
what's it called? Is it called? I know, like only club I know of is like Rough Riders.
So yeah, those are clubs, but in the community we have what we call stunt teams. So there's like West Coast Connection. They're from the Bay, straight up. They're from the Bay.
I think I've seen some. I know I was watching for a minute, especially when I got my first dirt bike. I think they're called like 5 o'clock boys.
Oh yeah, they're so. Man, there's so much to dive into. So the guys on dirt bikes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those ones.
I probably don't have enough experience to even speak on this, but we're in different categories. The guys on dirt bikes, that's what you call the bike life scene.
Okay.
The guys on sport bikes, we're just stunt riders. Like,
oh, okay.
So when
I'm over here mixing up. I'm over here mixing up people.
Fine. Yeah. That's one thing I hope to do with this channel. I want to be able to, because when we host rides, we're not hosting them together. Bike life guys have their own rides. Sport bike riders have their own rides.
Okay.
And the reason for that, I mean, one of the main reasons, I don't want to say it's the only reason, but if you ever see them when they're doing their wheelies and they're doing their tricks, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
They're left, right.
Yeah, they're what is it called? It's called like swinging or something like that.
They're swinging, they're doing dropbacks and stuff. But like with sport bike riders, we're more straight line. We're more controlled. Like you can predict where we're gonna go
compared to
with the bike life guys.
Yeah, right and left.
They're everywhere. But I love watching them. That's one thing I want to do with this channel. I want to do content on them too, but it takes time.
It does, man. It does. And you, like you said, you got your whole family thing. And so the move to Vegas, like, and now you're not only doing what your 9 to 5, but you're turning with something you love into also bringing in money. Like, how's that going for you? Like, do you regret the move? Are you happy to move? Are you scared?
I would say I'm scared for sure. I just don't know. It's
like the unknown.
Yeah, because like you don't have any family out here, so I don't. I would say I'd probably be scared if I was you. Like,
yeah,
but
it's nerve wracking, man, because I was raised with my family. Like, I always seen my grandparents. I always seen my mom. I always seen my brothers and sisters and stuff like that. Now, I did go through my time in my life where I was so big where I just didn't want to go anywhere, but I still would see my family. And if I'm not, at least they're 5 miles away, 10 miles away. Now they're like, I don't know how many miles away California is from us, but it's 3 hours and 20 minutes away. So, it's one of those things that, something I talk about a lot is that, getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like by me making this move has allowed me and Francine to really double down on our business, double down on our brand, and be able to help more people and to reach more people and talk to dope ass people like you. You made a move out here with your whole family to continue to give them a great life, but then also to do what makes you happy. And to me, like there's people out there listening right now that like would love to be able to do that. You know what I mean? To be able to make a move and to get uncomfortable, but yet to still follow their dreams and make such amazing, captivating content like you do. And I'm not going to call it content. I don't think you make content, man. You make like short films. Like that's what they're like 3-minute short films, man. And it's like so dope. And like, I'm so excited to see like where we go in the future too, because I know we got something working in the back end. So I'm excited to see that, man, because I mean, your skills is like you could see the passion in your work. You know what I mean? I could see that, man. And it's always cool. And, the main reason why I named this Modify Your Life is because I didn't want this only to be about weight loss. You know what I mean? Because there's so much more that I had to modify and change in my life in order to become a better person.
And I think that's a big plus for you because you're not locking yourself into one category.
Yeah, no. I change financially. I change physically. I change emotionally. I change spiritually. You know what I mean? Like all the leads. I change, and it all started off because I worked on myself and I got my life together and I started putting myself first and I started caring about my existence of being here and how long I was going to be, because I had, control of being here longer or being here shorter. And if I would have stayed on that path, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you out of all people know the COVID. You know, that's, you know, one of the, I mean, you know that. I know we're talking a little bit earlier about how many people you've lost during that time. And did you like, when you started losing all your friends and family members before you moved, like, were you thinking like, maybe we shouldn't?
Yeah, that did come up, but I think after a certain amount, it sounds so weird to say that, a certain amount. After a certain amount of people that you lose in life, right? And I hate to say it, you kind of become numb after a while. You can't even cry about it or
Yeah,
or
you come like
anything.
jaded.
Yeah, and I think it hits you, but at the same time, like, because for me, I don't know. I might be a weird one for feeling like this, but for me, it felt weird to enjoy my life, knowing that I lost my mom, knowing that I lost my uncle, knowing that I lost some good friends. You know what I mean? It felt weird to go out and enjoy my life, but I think, like, you know, after I took a step back and, you know, you realize, like, you know, that's why we should live our life, right? For them,
for the
and
loved
that's-
ones.
and that's where I'm at right now, especially with this edit I'm working on. I'm gonna start it off with this podcast.
Yeah. So we're
I'm
shooting
just-
my podcast and something for your channel, man. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, it'll be out soon.
And that's a very interesting way to look at death, man. So I know, and as everyone's listening to this right now, me and my boy haven't talked in a very long time for the last 4 or 5 years. And we talked that time because I went to go buy a glider, and he was the
That's what
one
it's called, a
selling it.
glider,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And he doesn't even know this. So at the time when I was starting my, you know, my filming company, my filming business, me and Francine didn't have that much money. You know what I mean? So I couldn't afford the Ronin MX like I really wanted. You know what I mean? So I was looking for something affordable, and I saw that on, I believe it was Craigslist. No, it was OfferUp.
OfferUp, yeah.
OfferUp. And I had like $200, bro. I had like $200 in my savings, and Francine's like, well, if you're gonna do this and if you need it, then just go get it. I'm like, babe, we have like $200, and I think you're selling it for like 150 or something.
Yeah, I think I gave it to you just for 50.
You gave it for 50. I didn't give it for 50. So I ended up going there, and I see him. I was like, oh, what up, Boom? What up, man? Like, how's it going? And we're talking. You're like, yo, bro, you know what? Just give me 50. I was like, no, man, you don't got to do that. But inside, I'm like, damn, like, my boy you weren't even aware of like how you just allowed me to better my business and my brand as I was filming, by you just, you know, showing my love because you knew me and you wanted to show me love that I was also making videos too. So, you know, I want to thank you for that, because, you know, we were, you know, we were struggling for a second, you know what I mean? I'm not saying we couldn't go to anyone for help, but we didn't want to go to anyone for help, you know?
Yeah.
So it's so crazy how life works out that you give me that one, but we both have the same number because I had your number saved when you called me today. You know what I mean? And then now you're sitting here on my podcast and I get to share this story with you that, you know, you actually looked out for me without even knowing you're looking out for me. Because with that glide, I got to actually is when I started to work with Premium. And I was allowed to keep up with a videographer that was, you know, that had all the flyest equipment. And it turned into that, you know, the owner of Premium now being my best friend. I'm in his, you know, I'm his best man at his wedding. So it's like crazy.
And that's it just comes down to like making do with what you got, man.
Yeah.
And,
When you got heart, man, when you got to fight, that ain't no one's gonna compare to you, man. I don't care if they have the top of line equipment. I don't care if they have the best surgeries, the best doctors, the best this. Going up against someone that has fight, you ain't gonna touch them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ain't gonna touch them. And like, you know, something I see in you, man, it's just this conversation we've had this hour before we started doing this podcast is that, bro, you got fight in you, bro. You got dog in you, man. You got dog in you, bro. And I think it's dope, but I think you don't give yourself enough credit. Like your skills on the camera are really good. And I know that some of the people are gonna click that link and go check it out and show you mad love, because, man, like, when talent is talent, we're so used to seeing content every single day on the phones and stuff like that. But when you see someone actually tell a story through a lens, and I might just be hyping it up because I have such passion for video and video editing and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, it takes work, man. You got a dog, and I can't wait to see like where you take that, bro.
Thank you. And I want to go back to something you said too, where you said you had to put yourself first. And I think anytime you have, I think I want to highlight on that because I think anytime you have a vision that no one else gets, sometimes you gotta. I don't want to mean to say it, but you got to be a little selfish.
No, say it. No, I'm all about that word selfish, bro.
Yeah,
I'm all about it.
Because a lot of these videos that I make, I try to explain it to people before I shoot, or if they're in the video, I explain how they don't get it, they get frustrated, and I just tell them, like, look, man, you're not going to get it. Either you want to be a part of it or not. Like, you'll understand it when you see it. And
but then
it always works out. Like
and then it comes out, and then people are like, "Damn, I'm glad I did it." You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's so, you know, and we could just take that vision into anything we do in life, right? When I started my journey and I walked in the doors and I told them that I want to fight, they thought I was a joke. Right, this fat guy ain't gonna fight. This guy's not gonna lose weight. This person ain't gonna do. AJ, you've lost weight a whole bunch of times already, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to work for you. Or, when I post up on social media, people made fun of my belly sticking out. You know what I mean? All that other stuff, all that negativity, right? But I got selfish and I realized that, no one's going to define me, who I am as a person, and what the hell I'm going to get done, right? At the end of the day, like, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to give myself 100%. I'm going to put the right food in my mouth. I'm going to learn the right things for my life. I'm going to get selfish and shut down and really just dive deep into my life.
I'm glad you did.
And then look what it turned into be, you know what I mean? Like, no one bro, you know me, actually right now, who was Anthony Lopez back in 2007, 8, and 9?
Man, if you guys didn't, I mean, he shares it all the time, but the dude was a big dude. And
and that's coming from some moments, so I was big.
And when we were in school, I used to love just fucking beating up the people trying to pick on him too. So, but it starts with you, because I know you were uncomfortable sitting with us a lot of times. I can't force.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's so crazy. You remember that.
Yeah, man.
Because I remember that, because like I remember some uncomfortable conversations or uncomfortable situations that I was like, even it's so weird. Even bigger is that it's so weird that you notice that, because I always try to kind of put that mask on.
And
like
you always try to
I'm confident and laugh it off, but you kind of seen through that.
Yeah, and I tried to tell you, man, look, man, I know you're trying to joke it off, but I don't know if you remember. I just look, come sit with us, man.
Yeah, no, I do. I do. When you brought it up, I like,
you. Like,
yeah,
I'll fire on him. Like, who's gonna?
And
say
my
shit?
man's big. My man's big. And you kept that size through high school and then till now, man. It's just like that's Samoan blood, bro. But I did play it off, and I did that situation that everyone was sitting down and there were some jokes being said. I was uncomfortable in that situation.
And I couldn't for that's something that you had to dig in within yourself, and you did. And I'm glad you did.
Yeah,
you can't. There's only so much you can do to make people feel better about themselves. And
and I wasn't ready, dude. I wasn't ready to feel good myself, and like. As much as I tried, I always talk about like, the different masks, right? Like the different masks I had, like, you remember the truck, always had to have like the flyest truck. I had to be the DJ. I always had to be look at me.
Shit was dope.
And that was dope. Well, that truck was sick.
You had a was it a Mustang?
No, it was a Ford. If it was a Ford, the Ford F-250, that truck, not the Camaro.
No, you had another car too that you.
Oh, the El Camino, that caught on fire. Yeah, the El Camino, that caught on fire on off the 91 freeway in Lemon.
I always thought you were just. I'm like, man, this dude's either dealing drugs or something like.
Nah, man, no dealing. We'll say that for another podcast.
the next time I seen you, Instagram is so weird with your content and a few others I follow. It's always big gaps. So I always wondered whatever happened to you. And then the next time I saw you on Instagram, you dropped like a shitload of weight. I was like, what the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, man. I've been dropped a little bit. I dropped like a couple pounds.
Yeah,
a couple hundred.
same thing again. When I didn't even know you were out here until Instagram showed one of your videos on my feed. I'm like, oh, this dude, he moved to Vegas. I'm in Vegas. Let me call him. Man.
That's so crazy how life works out, man.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? And then fast forward, literally we talked 5 hours ago, you were at work, and now later we're on a podcast, we're getting stuff done for you and for me, and we're talking about some content in the future. And that's just how life is, man. Like, I'm a strong believer that things don't happen. Things in life happen for a reason. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, things don't happen for you, they happen to you. Or things don't happen to you, they happen for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like one of those things that I've taken, and I've realized that every single situation I've been in, every single negative space I've been in, negative headspace, negative light that was shined on me, is now, it was not really for it to be negative. It was for me to learn something from it. Right. You know what I mean? It was those uncomfortable conversations, those uncomfortable feelings that I've got, that I've really got to sit back and realize who Anthony Lopez is as a person. And I feel like you're going to go through the same, and you just don't know it. Like, you're in a very uncomfortable situation right now. Like, you have a whole family you're supporting. You got little ones that look up to you, but with your fight and the actual passion you have for what you do, bro, I don't see you stopping anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's just, that stuff is, it's work. That shit is mad work.
Yeah. And it's work when you're actually doing it. And, especially if, at home too, it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to explain to people like my wife. It's hard to explain to her what I'm trying to do. So, that's just with anybody that's not actually doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. You, I think you heard the last pod. I think you said you checked out the last podcast. Me and Frankie, we were on the same page, and it wasn't just, it doesn't just, that conversation of me and Francine doesn't just go off with weight loss. It goes off with anything. Like, you want to start a business, you're going to want your loved one right next to you and support you. Yeah. And unfortunately, it doesn't happen right away, because at the end of the day, she didn't sign up. She didn't sign up for this version of you. And Francine didn't sign up for this version of me. Exactly. But they're going to evolve with us over time. We just kind of have to lead the way, or she leads the way. Whoever is the one that's taking that first jump and to get uncomfortable, Yeah.
But just to piggyback off that, like, I've known my wife my whole life. We've been together though about 15 years. since I was 17. So I give her a lot of credit because
They put up with us.
it's not only that. It's she was with me when I was a boy turning into a man. You know, when I was trying to figure myself out. I think a lot of guys take that for granted with their significant others. You know what I mean? They fucking drop the ball, end up cheating on
Oh
them or something,
man,
do
drop
some
the
dumb
ball,
shit.
bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I give my wife a lot of credit because she's been super patient with me when I've been trying to figure out how to make this work. So
Yeah, no, I 100%. So many people in so many unfortunate situations, male and female, is drop the ball because they just feel that there's something better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, there's a saying that I heard, and I'm probably gonna mess this up because my dyslexic ass. But you know, it says, I don't want the girl of today. Oh, I already messed it
man,
up. I'll have to come back to it.
You've been dropping some gems.
I know, man. I know. But when I try to remember a quote, bro, I be like, I'm dyslexic, bro. So my brain just like, nah, not today. But it's basically saying that I don't want the girl of tonight. I want the girl for forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes,
And I'm
like,
sure
you know,
that's you and Frankie.
yeah,
too,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of guys that probably want Frankie. You know, they probably don't make as much money as me, but whatever. You know what I mean? But no, and like, you know, there's girls that, you know, want me and they probably want me for all the wrong reasons. But
Yeah.
something that me and Francine built is the heavy to modified brand. You know, is the ebook, is the taco business, is, you know, the mini pancake business. You know what I mean? Like, we were creating something that have put money in our family's pockets and our friends' pockets and also in our pockets too. And, you know, something that no one could ever recreate, that no one could ever be by my side when I lost my grandpa again. It's never impossible. No one could be by my side while I made my first $10,000. No one could be by my side while I started my first YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Like, we created memories that I would literally be a fool to kind of let that go for a girl for the night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've seen that happen so many times. So you're right. I don't think that we give our girls enough
And
credit,
God
especially when entrepreneurs.
Yeah. And
You know what
God
I mean?
forbid, maybe you guys do go your separate ways. I hope and pray you guys do it out of love, not just, you know. 'Cause-
Peacefully.
Yeah, I say. I don't
She'll probably put bleach in my drink.
I tell my wife all the time, like, look, man, if you can't hang through this and you want to go your own way, I get that, but just know I'm always, when I got it, you got it.
Exactly.
Can't ignore-
Exactly. I tell
can't ignore
Francine.
that.
I tell Francine all the time, like, look, if you ever fall out of love with me, or find someone you love more, that's totally fine. But just have to let them know that we're still going to work with each other. You know what I mean? You have to let them know that your ex-boyfriend is your business partner. You know?
No, that's and I told her that too. I said, you know, you might have a boyfriend, but I'm a hit on you all the time.
You might have a boyfriend, but I'm still gonna be your husband. So,
She's
you know,
like, what
whatever.
about you? You're gonna have kids. I'm like, nah. If we do separate, I'm gonna just do me. That's
Yeah.
all I want to do, anyways. You
Yeah,
know what
just
I'm saying?
just
Like,
continue to live your life, man.
Yeah,
But that's so funny. You know, I think that's just that entrepreneur lifestyle that, you know, we live. It's like it's a gamble, bro. You know what I mean? I've only had 2 real jobs in my life. I was a DJ at Skate
Damn.
Depot, and I worked at a vape store. Those are the only 2 jobs I had in my life.
so you're all or
And
nothing, right?
I'm all or nothing, bro. This is the realest stuff I've ever said. If I were to lose what I have, my brand that I have right now, we would be living back home with my parents. I would lose everything and I would do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not scared to fail anymore. Like, I've failed so many times in my life where failure does not scare me anymore. What scares me, actually, the biggest thing that scares me is me not becoming the person I should become. That actually
Yeah.
scares me more than failure.
You know, sometimes I'll sit there and, like, especially when I'm working on a big edit, and I'll just think to myself, like, this, I know I'm supposed to be somewhere else. Like, this isn't me. Like, but I know that I have to put in the work, so that's what I'm
Bro,
gonna do. I'm just gonna keep my head down.
people don't understand that you gotta shovel dog shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm still shoveling shit. It doesn't matter what number I make in my bank account. It doesn't matter how many people I get to help. It doesn't matter what I've got to do in my life or what TV shows or, you know, TV stations I've been on. I'm still shoveling shit, and you're never just done shoveling shit as an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? The shit smells better, right? And maybe it looks a little golder, but it's still shit at the end of the day. And we have to shovel it every single day, because if we want to be successful, it is a grind. You know what I mean? You don't have nice stuff because you don't work hard. And now I know people out there thinking like, oh yeah, well, you know, what about this guy, Timmy and whatever, who, you know, family left him everything. That's like a 1%, bro. And cool for them. That's what they have. But we got another fight over here.
Even if I did have all them, I was just talking to my wife about this today. Like, even if by some miracle I got blessed with everything I've ever wanted, I don't think I'd enjoy it. Like, I hate to say it, but I like the struggle. I love the struggle. Like,
oh man,
like
Frankie's looking right now. She's like, damn.
I like being able to earn it, like, because I know I earned it.
Bro, I like my back up against a wall and I got 50 people trying to fucking fight me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel most comfortable in uncomfortable situations, bro. When I am not stressed, I am not living life. right? And,
Yeah,
and
and I'll
Francine
sit
hates
there-
that. She's like, we just took on this, and now you want to do the ebook every month. I was like, yes, let's do it. Like,
Same
let's set
thing
the
with my
bar.
wife. She's like, you just dropped another video. You're gonna work on. I'm like, look, man, I got to get it out of my system while I feel it. 'Cause
Yeah.
if I don't feel it, then I'm not
No,
gonna
man.
do it. It's not gonna be done right. So
And something that I talk about is something that I feel like I've adopted. I've never heard anyone say this, and someone else heard someone say this, and please comment below. Let me know if you heard it before. But to me, what I always tell all my clients, and I tell people that I talk to who ask, and I pour into them about, my journey in my life, is that, I ask them, what they feel about the word comfortable. And they'll just kind of say that, whatever, oh yeah, comfortable, sometimes you get comfortable, blah. And I always tell people, no, the word comfortable is just a misspelled word for laziness.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because when you're comfortable, you're lazy. Think about the last time you did something good, right? When the last time you lost some weight, and what happened when you got comfortable?
I gained it.
You got lazy, right?
Double.
You got lazy. And that's what we do. We start getting comfortable in situations, right? And then we start getting lazy. Then we start losing the fight. Then we stop being the person that we should become.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's not who I want to be. I was comfortable. For 27 years, I lived a comfortable ass life. And that got me pre-diabetic, over 600 pounds, couldn't see my dick, hard to wipe my fucking ass. And I was very
Sheesh.
unhappy. You know what I mean? So being comfortable don't get you anywhere in life. So I don't ever want to be comfortable. I don't care if I had $6 million in my bank account. I still don't want to feel comfortable. How do I get 12?
Yeah, and I try to burn that into my kids' brain. I tell them, like, one thing I tell them all the time, like, when it comes to like little shit, like them keeping the house clean and picking up, like, I'll tell them, like, I know you've seen that trash there, and I tell them, like,
Talking to me or are your kids right now?
But I'll tell them, like, look, I try to let them know, like, the more you do things that is hard to do, the more you fight that, the easier it's going to become. So the next time you see trash, I want it to be muscle memory for you guys to just keep the house clean.
Exactly. And that's honestly, that's very real. So like when I talk to my online clients is I'm like, think about the last time you went for a walk and you said you're going to do a mile. Where did you walk to? Like, oh, I made it, 8 houses down. And okay, cool. Next time you went for a walk, where did you go?
Yeah,
8 houses down. I was like, why? Because you told yourself that stopping at that 8 houses down was okay to stop. So your brain is lazy. So it's going to tell you to stop. But Matt, then once you go past that 8th house, right? That 8th house, every single step you feel. Every single step is annoying. Every single step is difficult. But once you make that mile, the next time you're making that mile again, right? Our brains are just sponges.
Yeah.
Our brains are sponges, and what we do and what we allow is what it's gonna continue to repeat. So if you keep on stepping over dog shit to go throw away the trash, and every single day you see dog shit, you're gonna step over it to go throw away trash. Until you pick up that dog shit on the ground and you put that in the trash with it and go take it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're building habits of being lazy. So what you're teaching your kids right now is something that is going to go and help them long term.
Yeah, and that's
right?
what and now that we're older, like I get everything. My grandma, my mom, my dad, everything they've ever told. I get it.
They
And
get it, right?
It's so annoying.
I hate it.
Explain it to my nieces and my kids and my nephews and.
Because now you're stepping into you're now the big cup pouring into these ones.
Yeah, and
You
I
know
try
what I
to
mean?
tell them, like, look, man, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like, I'm literally telling you because if you let this bad habit sit, it's gonna carry on in your
Exactly.
life. Like, you don't want to have a roommate and then you're all fucking messy and you know what I mean? Like, get
How you
used
do
to
one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I've learned that. Like
and a lot of bad habits I've had as a kid, I'll admit it. Like I carried it over, but I'm working on it. I knocked out a few and
got more to do.
yeah, just got more work to do. Just
Francine literally knows for the rest of her life she will never see piss on the toilet unless it was from someone else. And I call anybody. I'll never, you know what I mean? Like that right there. Big John's sitting right now eating fruit right now. He walked in the studio right now. You know what I mean? But he knows that, we don't do that.
That was a problem with my son. And I'll admit, like, I'm aggressive when I parent. One time, the first time I caught him doing it, I pulled him in the bathroom. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. Wipe this shit. Like, oh, but it's dirty. So what? I had to teach my kid, like, it's your mess.
It's your mess,
you know
man.
What I mean? And then wash your hands. Like, that's life. You got to get your hands dirty. Like, it's your mess. But yeah, I'm big on that too.
Yeah, I'm really big on that, man. Like to me, like, you leave piss on the toilet seat, you're not going to be successful. And I can't take that quote. I heard that from Andy Frisella, and I've been walking around.
How we got to that?
It's real because this is literally why I named this podcast "Modify Your Life," bro. Because it's everything we've had to do and everything we've been through and all the failures we've had to go through in order to be the versions that we are to self, be the version we are today of ourselves. Yeah. And we're not done yet. We're not done evolving. We're not done growing. But these little gems that we're dropping and this little knowledge, someone's out there listening. Someone right now is going to go to the restroom and look at their toilet and see piss all over the seat. And tomorrow they're gonna clean it. They're gonna clean it, and the next day they're not gonna have it no more.
Did you have that kind of? Did you have that in your household where like if you had family coming over, did your grandma or your mom be like, hey, make sure this part of the house is clean?
Yeah.
My mom was always like, make sure the bathroom.
Yeah, make sure the bathroom's clean.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. Make sure the bathroom's clean.
Like what? Who's gonna inspect
I was
it?
a word, bro. Trying to piss when you're 500, 600 pounds is a difficult task, bro.
It's
a very yeah, dude. A lot of things were hard, man. A lot of
I
things
don't
were
even,
hard.
I haven't even given it that much thought. But like,
You kind of see me a year or two after high school, like after football, Anthony Lopez. Like, we're talking like 4 or 5 years after high school where I wasn't playing sports, but I was still eating like a freaking Samoan.
Yeah.
A big Samoan. My man said, I thought you were Samoan your whole life, not just telling me. I was like, no, I was just fat, bro. I was just fat.
Yeah, I would just tell people when they would try to joke on you, I'm like, that's my little cousin, man.
That's right.
Oh, my bad.
I appreciate you.
Like,
Yeah.
Kill it.
Or
you gonna get
I
killed.
appreciate you. That's crazy. I don't think people really understand like how crazy I think it is that we're on a podcast right now. Like, it's freaking. We went to high school together, and now we're sitting here and talking about bad habits, and making life decisions, and taking leap of faith and following your dreams and doing something that makes you happy. You know what I mean? And which I feel everyone should do. And unfortunately, a lot of people won't do it. They won't take the leap. But they're too scared. Well, you're literally, honestly, bro, you're literally in a house right now. We got Big John who's doing what he does best, eating all my food. He moved here from California.
What's going on, Big John?
He said, "What's up?" He moved here from California with $700 in his pocket. Bro had 7,000, but he moved up here with his end up being 700. You know what I mean? Francine, she moved from Cali with me. We both moved from Cali up here to Vegas. Now you moved from Cali to Vegas to kind of, do, follow your dream, So you're literally in a house where everyone here, we hit the ground running, bro.
I think I think it's a good place to be. Not to knock any of my friends that I ride with, but it's good to be around people who are, like-minded and have things that they're working towards,
Yeah. Frankie, can you bring up his mic a little bit? It's starting to fall a little bit. I don't think it was tight enough. Yeah, I know it's starting to get low. And I know my boy talks lower than me.
I'm just, I'm really nervous. I'm nervous too because I forgot like a lot of the people in the stunt riding community. Not only do they not know my name or my face, they don't know that I'm married and have kids either. So,
oh damn!
By the off chance, I don't know if they're gonna click on the link to listen to this, but they're probably like, "What the fuck?"
You had a kid at a young age.
Yeah, man. Pull-up game was weak, man. I made varsity as a freshman, and just
that was it, man. That was
to my head. Well, yeah. Like I was telling you off the podcast, my wife was my babysitter. So
you're living every man's dream right now, bro.
I've always had a thing for
I think every boy had like a crush on their babysitter.
So as soon as she noticed me, this is after like maybe sophomore year of high school. I haven't seen her since I was in like 7th grade. So I was a little chubby, but in high school I was nice and fit, and she noticed me and.
You had your shot. You shot it.
All right, man, I shot it.
You didn't pull it out.
No, sir.
That's it, man.
No, sir.
That man ain't shooting no blank. That's funny. I remember my babysitter. I think her name was Kristen. I think it was her name. Yeah, she was hot. I liked her. I mean, she's my babysitter.
What's Frankie's face look like right now?
She's laughing right now.
Good. Probably right now.
Yeah, probably right now. There, at least she's like, oh, so who is she? She's checking my Instagram right now, see if I'm following her. You know what I mean? No, I don't know where she went. Her brother was cool though. He introduced me to like Slipknot and stuff like that. Super cool dude.
Slipknot, man.
Yeah, man. He put me on. He was a skater, dude.
That whole era, Slipknot, Linkin Park, Sum 41,
Blink 182.
That man, when TRL actually had
music videos. When actually had music videos. When MTV was actually when actually had music videos on it. Now I don't even know what MTV is anymore.
I haven't watched TV.
I don't watch TV.
I mean,
Hulu, YouTube.
I mean,
Netflix, that's all I watch.
I mean, a lot of entrepreneurs out there will shit on people who take the time of day to watch movies, but I'm an editor. I'm a cinematographer. Like I love watching.
Bro,
movies,
how are you gonna not have a creative mind if you don't watch other documentaries or short films or stuff like that? I have to.
It's like
that's weird.
Yeah. So when
like me not watching workout videos or motivational stuff or keynote speaking. Yeah, like and I have to. Like I have to expand my brain and see what these other people are doing.
I think whoever is out there like working towards what makes them happy, just go at your pace, man. A lot of people will tell you doing this and that makes you lazy, or you know what I mean. But a lot of people, you got
follow your path.
Yeah, everyone has things that help them get through the day.
Yeah, bro. I've literally become the person I used to make fun of. I do mobility every single day. I used to make fun of John. I used to call him Milan for doing that. Now I'm doing it every day. You know, I do my breathing exercises.
Yeah, I actually like your day. You explained it to me. But yeah, for people
I have
listening,
a structure.
What's your day to day?
I wake up in the morning. I go straight to do cardio. I don't brush my teeth because I procrastinate. I'm a procrastinator 100%. I like to, if I'm laying in bed and I see Frank, I just lay on a boobie and I fall back to sleep. Like, that's what I do. I was being honest, right? So I have to roll out of bed, don't brush my teeth. I put my pants on.
So it's literally, it's a mental battle.
It's a mental battle for me. And I go straight to do cardio. Right, and then I come back and I pull out my yoga mat and I get my little ball to rub on my feet. I do my mobility. Right now,
and all that gets you in the right headspace.
With my breathing routine. Yeah, with my breathing routine, that's been helping a lot too. Shout out to Chris for that one.
Are you a morning person? So no,
I'm a morning person.
Oh, okay.
But I'm also a cuddler. So
If
you know what I mean? If I'm comfortable, I'm lazy. You know what I mean? Like, pretty much.
What about those cold days and you just feel that body heat,
I lay on a boobie, just gone. I'm out. I won't get up. I'll sleep in.
I think your routine when you were explaining it earlier, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, man. It's brought so much structure to my life. Like, even to the point where today I was talking to my mom and she was like, "Hey, we might be going to we want to go to the river in July, blah, 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 blah." And she's like, I know you're really busy. So like, I know you maybe won't make it. I'm like, no, Mom, like, I don't live that life anymore. Like, I have structure now. Before, I always worked so hard, but I wasn't working efficiently, right? And I was working so hard in like a circle. And now that I have structure in my life, I can do other things. Like, I do work hard, so I should be able to enjoy myself in moderation, like everyone else, and with everything else, just as like food. But at the same time, like, I was like, damn, like, I remember, like, I never made time for my family for a while because I was like, I gotta work. Yeah. And my mom was like, oh, I know you won't be able to go. I'm like, no, like, I don't live that life anymore. I have structure. Like, I'm organized.
Regrets.
You know what I mean? Is what? Not being organized?
Well, no. Before my mom passed, she was always involved, and I used to brush her off.
Damn.
I don't want to talk too much about it. I don't want to make a fool of myself on the podcast. But
I feel you. I'm talking about my grandpa.
I think that's really good of you to make time for your mom.
Yeah.
When she reaches out. Like,
no,
I think
man.
that's important. We only get one of those.
We do. We only get one, and unfortunately, you know, it's never long enough. You know what I mean? That's still, I'm not sure if you know, man, but that's how my weight loss started. I lost my grandpa.
Yeah. You told me a little bit about it, but no, you
I
didn't
lost
really
my
go into
grandpa.
detail.
It messed me up. I was over, I went from like the 500 plus to over 600 pounds. I think I was roughly around 650.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, I got to 650, man. So, roughly 650. It took me about almost 2 months for the scale to read 599.
And then just one day just hit you?
Oh no, man! It was a couple of months after my grandpa passing before I got my shit together. Just, you know, suicidal thoughts, depression. You know, I was ready to end it all.
Were you talking to him like every day when he was?
Oh yeah. My grandpa that was my dad. That was my best friend. That was everything to me. So I took care of him the last couple of months he was here on this planet. And then once he had passed away, I stayed with my grandma for about 6 months. So I lived at my grandparents' house for just under a year, like 11 months. Then I had to get out of there and kind of I wasn't paying bills. I let my credit go to shit. A lot of stuff happened. Don't regret it at all, not one bit. But I had to get back and steal my stuff together. But I was in a very bad place. I was like over 600 pounds. And I was, you know, suicidal thoughts, you know, I wasn't me. I wasn't the Anthony Lopez you remember hanging out with and being like the, you know, happy dude. You know, had insecurities, but I was always happy and joking around. Yeah, so I kind of lost like that version of myself for a minute. And then you know, one day I after, you know, a couple horrible thoughts and a couple bad dreams, I was like, you know what? Like, either I get this done now or I'm not going to be here long. And I never looked back, man. And, you know, fast forward where I'm at today, you know, because I chose to put myself first and my life first. And I choose to appreciate, you know, my life and my body. And I chose to make the right decision and stop taking the easy way out. Now I'm here, you know, I get to work with talk with so many people. That's a shitload
of work. That's not just, hey, I'm going to start working out today.
No, it was like, I lose 100 pounds. I'm still 550 pounds.
Yeah.
I lose 50 pounds. I'm still 600 pounds or 600 pounds.
But I mean, I'm sure like as you were losing weight, it was boosting your confidence though too, right? No?
You know what, man? Or
the scale was just killing it for you.
The scale was going down. Everything was going good. I just didn't care. Like when I locked in, bro, I locked in and I didn't look back, and I can't, everything else was like a blur. I got to learn a lot. I got to do a lot. I got to learn about myself a lot. I'm still learning about myself. But one of the best things I could have ever done is blame myself for my problems and not blame anyone else. You know what I mean? Like one of the best things I've ever done in my life was looked in the mirror and realized that it was up to me to make a change. And if I don't make a change, I'm the one that's going to suffer the end consequence, and that's going to be death.
And that's a tough combo.
Nothing's harder to do in life, to look in the mirror and blame yourself for your problems and your mistakes, man.
But besides Frankie, like, is there anyone when you started this journey that really helped you out? Like
I had a couple people I had a couple people in the beginning, but then they turned out to be assholes. But then Jordy came in and stepped in. He saw that I was showing up ready to work. You know, when you're overweight, bro, and you're fat, and you're obese, morbidly obese, whatever you want to call it, people don't really respect you. You walk into a gym and they just think it's another dollar sign.
It's weird how they treat you once you start losing weight.
Yeah,
right?
but then once I started losing weight, I started getting a little, people started treating me a little differently. But Jordy came in, Jordy saw that I was showing up every single day to work out, and the person though, I don't even give him the name or the gym any type of love at all because I don't mess with them. But Jordy seen me showing up every single day, and he noticed that my trainer wasn't showing up for me, and I was ready to work. Jordy stepped in, bro. We built such a relationship. Me and him were like, robbing big, honestly. Yeah. He showed me, he poured into me so much and taught me so much, which would help me not only with the weight loss, but help me become a personal trainer. And then fast forward, from that gym, we went to another gym, and then we ended up being the next gym, Evolution, where I met Big John. Big John actually just was found out not a couple months after I actually met him that he had a tumor, and he thought it was cancerous. So when he had his surgery, it wasn't cancer. He's like, yo, man, like, just get me out of the house. So he started training me. Man. Yeah, he started training me. So I took Big John under my wing like my little son, and now he eats all my food. But no, like, he been with Big John, like, him and Francine, like, they know, honestly, for the last 2 years, I feel like they know me the most. Yeah.
Shout
Big
out
John,
to you, Frankie, because that's no easy thing.
Yeah, no, there's so much behind the scenes of not just the weight loss journey, but having the following and feeling like you have to be perfect. Also dealing, with imposter syndrome and body dysmorphia. Like, these two right here, like, side by side, are bring value to me in two different ways. You know what I mean? So I do have a team. This was never done by myself.
What a blessing
I've never
to have a support system.
Yeah,
like that.
My family supported me. I can't stand when people say they do stuff by themselves, because at the end of the day, no one ever does stuff by themselves.
I was talking with my wife about that. Like, when I go travel and stuff, and I see a lot of these guys, like a lot of the homies who ride, they'll tell me too, like, it's kind of sad going home and there's nothing to go home to. I don't know what that's like.
I don't know what that's like. I don't like taking a shit by myself, bro. I like open the door and talk to my girl or something.
Yeah, man, I don't know if I could do it if I didn't have my wife and kids. Like, I don't.
No, that's your why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my why was for myself, but then it turned into much more than that. Right. But at the end of the day, I had people who looked up to me at 600 pounds, you know what I mean? So why not, give them something to show them the hard work, but show my little brother so proud of me. My mom was just talking to me. She's like, Mom, like, my brother, like, he's doing it. Like, he's helping people. He's stuck to something, and he's now traveling and talking to people.
The feeling like it, huh?
Oh, that made me feel so good, bro. Yeah. Like, for my little brother to say that, which I know he's always looked up to me, but to actually have an older brother to look up to. Right before I was showing him all the wrong things, now I'm showing him the right things, So, and it's all because, like I said, I got selfish. I put myself first, and I realized, like, I got to get my shit together. It's not up to anyone else. My mom could have fed me a certain way. My dad could have did it. My uncle, my aunt, they could have tied my hands up and fed me until I was 18. But once they untied me, it was up to me to lose that weight.
How old were you when your grandpa passed?
I was 27, 28. It's 2018. I think I was like 27, 28. Can't remember how old I was. Dude, that whole year was a blur. I went on vacation. Don't remember where we went. Don't remember the photos we took. That's a whole nother conversation to talk about with Frankie, because she's like, I didn't even know who you were for a year, but I knew I had to be there for you. You know what I mean? And I was not myself, bro. I didn't care if she left me or not. I didn't care. I was like, I'm here for my grandpa, and that's it. Not the best way to handle the situation, but at the same time, that's all I knew how to handle that,
Yeah.
And so just now we're we're here. We made it through the mud, and we're not done. We're still shoveling shit. You're still shoveling shit. You're on a new venture.
Yeah, it's exciting just to be in a new place, I think. But I mean, it is lonely out here, not having family, but it's also exciting to see what I can make of it.
No, you're gonna make something good, man. So, like, let's end on. I want to end on like some positive stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of stuff I've been talking about is positive, but really, some positive. Like,
it's been a good combo.
How do you, someone's out there right now, and I think we ended off like this with Big John on the podcast, but I still think it's a great way to end stuff. Someone's out there scared to make a leap, whether it be in business, whether it be in, starting a business, whether it be in making a move, getting uncomfortable. And, like, what do you got to tell the person that's listening right now that knows they should be making this move, but they're so scared to do it?
I mean, you never know unless you try, right? I mean, for me, I just knew I had to get it out of my system, or else I was going to hate myself. Like, and that's what I tell my wife too when I'm doing it now. Like, I tell her, like, I have to do this. Like, I know you don't get it. I know it's stupid to you to spend a weekend out there riding and getting content, but I have to do this, or else I don't know if I'm going to despise you, but I know for sure I'll hate myself. So I think if you're on if you're on the edge about it, just do it, man. You never know unless you try.
Just jump.
Yeah, just jump.
I love that, man. So I'm gonna end on this, man. I'm gonna tell you what I feel my definition of hell is. So my definition of hell is making it to heaven and seeing who I really should have become.
Ooh.
That's what I'm gonna leave on that one right there, man.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? That's my definition. So anyone out there is scared to make that leap, that's scared to get uncomfortable, just get out there and do it, because there's no better time than now to get it done. And so many people use that line, but it's the realest thing. Right. If I didn't start my weight loss journey, I possibly wouldn't be sitting here right now with the following, with the support, with the love, with, whatever I got. If you didn't make this leap of faith and move to Vegas, we wouldn't be on this podcast together. We wouldn't be working in the near future together. It's crazy that is. If Big John didn't make that leap of faith, he wouldn't be sitting here in his own. Well, he's in my apartment right now, getting eating my food, but he has his own place. You know what I mean? He's built. He has like a X amount of clients online in house. If he wouldn't make that leap of faith, then he wouldn't. Who would have known where he would have turned out to be? He would have got comfortable. Same thing with Frankie. She grew up her whole entire life told that she only could do this and serve a man, and she can't do this, and wasn't good enough for school, wasn't good enough for this and that. Yeah. Now she owns a 6-figure company. You know what I mean? Yeah. So literally we were on a podcast in a room with a whole bunch of people that made the leap of faith. And there's a lot of hard work. That's a whole nother podcast in itself. But at the same time, we all making a leap of faith, and we're all turning into something that
the versions of ourselves. Say, man, I'm super proud of you. Just seeing where we were in Cali and seeing where you are now. Like
Four Locos. Damn. Four Locos and Nos balloons. If you guys get it, you get it. Not, I'm glad you don't.
But in all seriousness, man, like I'm super proud of you. Like I feel happy for you. Like I feel happy to see what's next for you, like,
man.
For real.
Me too. And I know with the hard work, I'm going to achieve my next chapter and my next chapter until my book's written. But until then, I'm just gonna keep grinding my ass off.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. This is a great podcast, bro. Thanks for being on, man.
Yeah, we'll do like an update one in a couple months or something.
Hell yeah, Mr. West Coast Boom. Well, where can they find you at, Mr. West Coast Boom?
Exactly in the name. That's my Instagram, West Coast Boom. Same thing as my YouTube, TikTok. I'm not on Facebook. I feel like
you're missing out, man.
Man, people
tell me that. They got the good.
People tell me that all the time, and I just
started Facebook, so I'm just talking crap. Like I've just started like Big John.
But I just feel like it's just like a bunch of I don't want to.
You're gonna say old people?
Yeah.
I think we're old, man. I think we're getting there. We're at that cusp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we'll save it for another podcast.
We'll put everything. No, man, we got more to talk about because this is your first month here, so I want to talk to you in the next couple months. I can't wait till you get some work done. Me and you get some work done.
Thank you.
You're about to hop on my program, you and your wife.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. It's gonna be good, bro. Well, I'm proud of you, man, what you become, and I can't wait to see your next chapter, and hopefully I'm like right there for the ride with you.
Same, man. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, brother.
All this happened for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real.